Hi, I'm Andre, and this weekend I saw the Beauty and the Beast remake. As you probably have already heard, Beauty and the Beast was a huge opening weekend. $170 million. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. I didn't get a chance to see a critic screening of it. I wasn't invited to one, so I just saw it over the weekend when it opened, and I have some thoughts about it. I asked you on Twitter if you wanted me to talk about this, even though the movie's already been out for a few days. Most of you were like, go ahead, go for it. I'm sure the rest of you were like, no, when are you gonna talk about Power Rangers though? Power Rangers is coming. There's gonna be a lot of time for the Power Rangers movie. I got you. But right now, let me just get through this remake before I talk about the next remake a week before another remake comes out. Oh, what a guy, that Gaston! So I'm sure everyone at this point knows about the 1991 animated classic Beauty and the Beast. It was one of the movies of the Disney Renaissance. It was the first animated movie that was nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Awards. These are things that you can learn about if you watch my Catching Up with Andre episode on Beauty and the Beast on the Regal Movies YouTube channel, where I make videos catching you up on all the latest movies, so be sure to check that out over there. Just saying, just throwing that out there. Now, let me just be honest with you about Beauty and the Beast for me. Beauty and the Beast is a movie that I always liked, but it was never one of my top Disney movies, particularly in that time period. I was more about The Lion King, Little Mermaid, Aladdin, Mulan. Like, those were my movies. Beauty and the Beast was something I always liked, but I never didn't really get into the story as much as I did with those other movies. Beauty and the Beast, I really liked the most about that, the animation and the music. It has some of the best songs, for sure, of all the Disney movies. And the animation on that movie is spectacular. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I'm sure it got nominated. The Beast himself is one of the most wonderfully animated characters I have seen, period. I mean, just the way they combine different types of animals to make this unique character, the way he moves around, the weight to him, the presence that he has on screen, being an animated character. That's really awesome. But I know that there are people who like Beauty and the Beast for its story. They like Belle. They can relate to Belle because she's this woman that is different from the rest of town because she likes things like reading and stuff. Oh my gosh. That's what's interesting about that story. Or maybe people do like the romance of Beauty and the Beast. I feel like whatever your nostalgia is for Beauty and the Beast will almost affect how you feel about this movie. And I know usually you're not supposed to think about the original when you're watching a remake. You're supposed to sort of see it as what it is and try to get as much of the thoughts about the original out of your mind and review it or think of it as a movie in itself. But I'm sorry, it's just hard to do that. I mean, this is a remake of a Disney classic that pretty much everyone knows in some form or fashion. So it's really hard to not watch this movie and not think of the 91 movie. I tried as best I could. If Beauty and the Beast was the thing that you liked because of the story, because of Belle, because of the Beast, because of the romance, then yeah, this movie provides that. It's well made. The actors are great in it. They do a great job in it. It looks beautiful, whether it's real stuff or CGI stuff. It's just a gorgeous looking film. You feel like you're a part of this world, like you transported into that world when you're watching this movie. So I will give it that. It is very lovely to look at. It's a great, like if you're having a party and you got a big screen TV, you put that on in the background, it's gonna just look lovely. I like a lot of the performance. I thought Kevin Kline was great in this. I liked Luke Evans, the guy that played Gaston. I thought he did a great job as Gaston. I think they toned down Gaston a little bit, but I think his performance of Gaston was fine. Josh Gad was funny, and then all this stuff about LeFou, like the whole story came out about him coming out, the whole story about him being gay in this movie. He gives like hints throughout the movie that you know he loves Gaston, but like the true quote-unquote gay reveal that they mentioned in the past, it's like this small. It is like here and there, super quick. It was good to have it in the movie. It was just weird that this one moment led to this huge story before the movie came out. If you're boycotting this thing, a woman falls in love with a giant beast. I think if you can accept that, you can accept that one of the characters might be gay in this thing. Me personally, I was less surprised about LeFou being gay in this movie and more surprised this movie had 2 black women in it. Not 1, but 2. What a shock. If you are a hardcore Disney person, if you know, dress as Belle or any of that kind of stuff, like this movie is perfect for you. Like when I went to see the movie, there were people who were at Disney bounding. There was even a couple people in like a Belle dress, or I think I saw a person dressed as Gaston. Like, this is an experience. This is almost like a ride. It's almost like a Disney ride of like, you're going to see this Beauty and the Beast movie, you know, dress up, sit in your chair and experience the ride. And they also made some nice changes to the story, so it does feel more like a growing romance between Belle and the Beast, as opposed to her just being a captor and then eventually falling in love with her. So it gives you that essence of the original movie in that sense. Like, you get the story in Beauty and the Beast. But like I said, for me, the thing that I really liked about Beauty and the Beast was the music and the animation. And so that's why, for me, I don't hate this movie. I think it's a really well-made movie, and I think that there's gonna be a lot of reasons why people would love it. But because I was really more about Beauty and the Beast for its animation and its music, I didn't really get into it as strong as other people did. I enjoyed it. I didn't have a problem with it, but just for me, losing that animation that Beauty and the Beast has and replacing it with live-action CGI, that already was like a hit for me. So that's why it's tough for me with this one, because part of what gave me that heart or that feel for Beauty and the Beast was how it was animated. And when I don't have that, it's very, very tough. And like I said, that's why it's tough for me, because I want to let that go. But I just can't help but look at the Beast in this movie and go, well, that's neat. But the Beast in the '91 animated film had a bigger presence on the screen. And it's not the actor, Dan Stevens, he does a good job as the Beast. His voice is good. And even the Beast as a CGI character, it's okay. It's just, he doesn't ever come on, it's just like, oh my God, it's a Beast. It's like, hey, there's a hairy dude. And the same thing with some of the other characters that are now CGI characters. It's just, there's a certain personality that animation allows you to do where it's almost limitless. And when you get into live action CGI, there's certain things you can't do. The music, man, like the music's not bad in this movie, but again, I can't help but remember, because they're earworms, when you hear these songs, you're gonna remember the first time you heard these songs, which is from the '91 movie. And I can't help but feel like a lot of the times the '91 movie was better with the music. With each song, they added something to the song to sort of extend it and make it a big musical number, because the whole movie is a musical. And most of the times when they added stuff to the classic songs, they didn't really add anything better. It was always just felt like more. That's the thing about this movie. A lot of this movie feels like more, but not necessarily better. It just feels like extra. The one song that I think was new for this, the Beast sings a song in this, and I thought that was actually really good. I mean, it was just a classic. He's singing a song about how he feels. It wasn't a bunch of spectacle going on. It was just him kind of running around and singing, and I felt that was one of the best performances because it felt right. With the other songs, the songs that you remember, like Be Our Guest or Gaston or Bonjour, or Belle, I always call it Bonjour. With those songs, I felt like the movie was like, well, we know you know those songs, so let's add something, some more pizzazz to it. And I think a lot of times you probably would have just been better off just doing the song as it was, but just doing your version of it. I don't know. It's just weird, because I know saying all this stuff makes it sound like I hate this movie, and I don't. I know why this movie was made, and it definitely did what it was supposed to do. And a lot of hard work went into it, and I definitely can see that. I don't hate the movie. Well-made movie, not a bad movie. As a reviewer, as a critic, I don't want to compare something to something from its past because it's supposed to be its own thing, but it kind of is not its own thing, because this wouldn't exist if it wasn't for the '91 movie. I will never be able to get the '91 movie out of my head. I'm sorry, man, you just can't get out of that shadow. Beauty and the Beast 2017 is like a kid who's playing sports. Like, he's playing football or basketball, and he is doing the best he can. He is trying very hard to impress you, but you cannot forget that his older brother was like an MVP sports legend that has a huge case of trophies in the school, you know? It's like, good job, you're doing a good job, but you know, your brother, man, you can't stack up to that. Beauty and the Beast is a nice retelling of the classic with some positive changes to the storyline, but overall it never gets an identity of itself like what we got with Maleficent or the Jungle Book live action CGI remake. And like I said, I think that's just me. I think that if you do love the story of Beauty and the Beast, then I think there is something that's going to be in here for you to appreciate that, and that's totally fine. I have no problem with that. That's the same way that Power Rangers is going to be for some people this week. Your feeling of nostalgia for it is going to probably affect how you feel about it. That's the same way that Ghost in the Shell is going to be next week. For various reasons, people nostalgia for that is going to definitely affect how they feel about this movie, and for any of these things. It's fine, man. If you want to see it, your kids will probably like it. It's a good family film. It's fun. It's beautiful. Just for me, I'm good with '91. That's all I'm saying. I'm done. What you think of Beauty and the Beast? Let me know. And I'm done with this movie. I'm talking about Power Rangers for the rest of the week. If you are new here, please subscribe. I talk about random things all the time. And if there's ever a movie that you want me to watch and talk about, please feel free to suggest it in the comments, all right? And also ring that bell so you be notified of future videos that I make. I love you like a play cousin. I'm Audi 5000. Chain chomp yelp.